Flight boss, bitch, you know, for sure. You're not listening to the Mind of an Terry's Move, Flight boss, the Archangel Uriel, and I'm here to carry out God duties and motherfucking responsibilities. And right now, we're gonna talk about the tree of life. Now, I have an actual video talking about all the branches in the astral realm, in the astral aspect about the tree of life. But I see I have to come back down to 3D because I see that I lost people in that video. So this is the actuality. I see being in this age of Aquarius, we have to make things make sense in reality in a logical way. So this is what the tree of life is. The tree of life is simply that. A tree in life. It was some being who sat back and observed a tree grow and the aspects of a tree. And how do we know that? Because they was trying to compare it to life. So we know a tree. A tree comes from a seed, the root of something. So just look at your life. Everything that you experience in your life has a root cause. And what's the root cause? 9 times out of 10 is not something external. It's something internal. It's something that was in the dark. Something that was within. So we know a seed is in the dark, in the dirt, is in something. So when we look at a tree, we see a tree grow, and now it grow out to be consciously seen. Now, so it physically can grow out, and then it physically have branches that branch out from that original tree bark, and then leaves can grow from that, and then you see the fruits and labors from that tree. Now they can either be bad fruit or good fruit. You know what I'm saying? Rotten looking fruit or good to eat looking fruit. AKA when you look at your own situation, right? Everything started from a root cause. We know this root cause is not something now. Anything you attract in your life, it came from somewhere inside first, right? And that root cause start to start to grow start to grow and actually take shape and form. And now you are able to consciously be aware of certain circumstances and situations that came from this root cause. And from this root cause, once it starts to grow, it starts to branch out into different ways, shapes, and forms. You know what I'm saying? And then through those different ways, shapes, and forms, it's going to create leaves, offsprings from them different ways, shapes, and forms. Then after that, fruit going to come from that. You see what I'm saying? And then whether it's bad or good fruit, aka is going to be consist of at the root cause contribute to a bad situation or a good situation. Then the situation you experience from that root cause that have grew in your life, the situation you experience, if it's a bad situation, then the fruits and labor was bad that came from that tree. If it was a good situation, then the fruits and labor was good that came from that tree. But everything came from a root cause. So how is your tree? How is your growth? And what are you accumulating from the things that you are growing in? You see what I'm saying? So is you in a fucked up area where you're not catching that much sunlight and you're not getting that much minerals from the earth and from the ground that you walk on? Or you in an area that supports your growth? You see what I'm saying? So a tree of life is simply a tree in life. And a man observed it and compared it to its own life. Now that you understand this, you can go to my previous video and understand how this correlates to the 9 dimensions with the rings around the tree and how this correlates to a bunch of different realms. All you gotta do is type in the real explanation of the tree of life. Well, right now I'm just giving you the surface level of it. The surface level is the tree of life is simply a tree in life. So anytime you get anybody adding a bunch of rituals, a bunch of other shit, run. Run off on a plug. Because that plug and that plug is just really a middleman or a middlewoman to the real plug. You need to run. You see what I'm saying? Run off on the plug. Because I'm telling you, the tree of life is someone observing a tree. And everything in life you can correlate to the body. So when we see a tree, we know the tree has roots. So when we want to talk about the tree of life, we need to talk about the root. The root is dark, deep. So what's on you that's dark and deep? Within you. When you close your eyes, it's dark. And you're able to go deep. Deep in thought. Deep into your emotions and feelings. This is where the root causes of things. This is where the seed is actually being planted at. You see what I'm saying? Then once you have an idea about something, you start to give it emotions and feelings. You start to give that sun that heat, aka frequency idea. You start to water that. You start to water it. Because that idea is like a seed. And once it comes down, you start to water it. Once you give it emotions and feelings, you know what I'm saying? You give it fluid, you give it nutrients, you give it water, you give it time to grow. So then what matters becomes matter, and it can become solid. So then you start to see that you start to experience these circumstances. You start to experience the tree, you start to experience the actual causes of it. Then it start to spread out as branches. That's when it start to play out through people, places, and things. Then what actually gets played out that you end up experiencing, whether that's good or bad, that's the fruit that came from it, or the leaves, the fruits and labor that came from that tree. You know what I'm saying? So you control what kind of fruit you're gonna have because you're the one watering it. You the one got good or bad seeds. What kind of seeds are you planting inside? How often are you watering it? How often are you giving it light? AKA add more ideas to your thoughts. You know what I'm saying? That's how much you're giving it light, that seed light. You know what I'm saying? How much are you watering it? AKA expressing it, making it part of your emotional awareness, experiencing that idea more. You know what I'm saying? And you determine how that tree gonna grow and how good and sturdy it is gonna be and what kind of fruit come from it. The better you know how to grow a plant, the better it can accumulate. People who grow weed know about this. So you are a tree in so many ways. So this is how I determine what fruits and labor or what kind of fruits you got hanging off your tree. Because I know if you a bad apple or a good apple. Because a lot of times you can tell a bad apple in a bunch of apples. In a bucket of apples. You can tell what's the bad apple. So I can tell you a bad apple based upon your ideas and thoughts. So you let me know what kind of seeds you plant and what kind of emotions and feelings you giving them. You let me know how you watering them. So when you tell me about a situation or a circumstance that you're going through, I'm just actually sitting back observing your tree branches and your leaves and the fruits and labors that you have created from the tree that you was trying to grow. And if it's a bunch of bad ideas and a bunch of bad feelings that I don't resonate with, then motherfucker, I'm not gonna eat from your tree. And it's as simple as plain as that. Tree of life.